My research, and that's my general interest that drives me, is how do companies survive in the long run? So it's about sustainable corporate development, how organizations can develop that they constantly achieve a fit to an ever-changing environment. And I understand acquisitions and mergers, so mergers and acquisitions, as a tool to achieve this fit, to enrich the resource base of organizations to achieve this fit. The problem with that is, and we do M&A research since 1921, was the first study published in this field, that the success rates of acquisitions have not increased. So annually, if you want to have it very plain, we destroy about the GDP of Brazil on bad acquisitions. And that matters. This is driving my research agenda, and I'm interested in two major themes around that. So one is how firms can use acquisitions to detect opportunities and capture opportunities, so from a strategic perspective, and then how can they organize the acquisition process in itself to benefit from these opportunities, and how can they estimate synergies and then leverage the synergies after a deal is closed. We need to collaborate with management practice to really get the big ideas, and we need to have boundary breaking thoughts about this. So we are an applied science, and of course the idea is that we do things for the better, and this can only happen by better inspired research questions. And these research questions, at least for me, often come from discussions with practitioners and from collaborating with industry. Some of the models I developed are actually in use. For example, I developed a strategic acquisition map that is in use for a large pharmaceutical company, but is also used by advisories. The 3S model that shows that acquisitions are not only a horizontal process, but also have vertical elements on different levels where things happen, has also an impact on a lot of integration approaches of multiple firms, from mid-sized firms to larger firms. And this is something that is, the nice thing about our jobs, that we can have an impact and we can see how people apply the things we develop. I think as scholars we operate in the university, and we operate in three different arenas. That's research, teaching and engagement. And these are of course distinct arenas, but they are reinforcing each other. And I think we need to do all. We need to of course base our teaching and engagement activities on solid research. That is the key to what we are doing, and that makes us very different and distinct from many others. But we need to make this translation of our research understanding of the knowledge we produce into our teaching endeavors, and then talk to management practice, and then getting more or better research questions out from these interactions, and try really to solve problems.